Hey, Shalom, Akim. This is Abaya Allah here, the Surrogate of Yahawashi/Paradigms. We give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, talking the truth of the world. Peace and salutations unto the shepherds that feed the sheep of the Heavenly Father Yahawah, which means he to be in the ancient Hebrew and the only begotten Son, who the word we call Jesus Christ. Real name in the Hebrew is Yahawashi, which means he to deliver, or he delivers, coming to deliver the predestined elect of the nation of Israel, consisting of 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, Hispanic, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, and those who descend from those 12 that are scattered every nation under heaven, who have mixed complexions, mixed features, speak different tongues, or even look like that of another race or nation. When they look, their spirit and bloodline goes back to those 12. So to the sincere Akim, which means brothers, not Wathim, which means the very, very few sisters that who do listen, will hear the truth. To you, I say Shalom. It's a real quick video. And of course, our Elder Apostle Tahar, okay? He labeled this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Okay? So, let me get into this video. This is Psalm 78:40. It says, how oft did they provoke him in the wilderness and grieve him in the desert? Okay, this is talking about ancient Egypt, when the children of Israel were delivered from the hands of the pharaohs of Egypt and his army, which were in the modern day Egypt. All right, and this time, you know, the Lord blinded 2/3 of our people. But now we're in the second Egypt, where the Lord is going to start to send those plagues as he once did in ancient Egypt. Okay, and the proof of that is not only us being the Israelites in captivity here, all right, with his system, which means trap. Just look at the back of your dollar bill. Okay, the new pharaoh of Egypt is Esau Edom, through the head Edomite family on the left hand side, which is Amalek, whom the Lord have indignation and war with, you know, forever. Okay, he had war with Amalek. Okay, from generation to generation. Okay, and that's the Lord himself. Okay, because he's the worst of the Lord's left hand. Okay, always in full-blown rebellion. All right, but let me continue on, because this is concerning what took place in Florida, right? But let me continue on with this this whole so-called apparition or paranormal activity. Okay, that took place in the mall. You know, which there was a response of what, like over 200 or 300 cop cars, and you know, people were making their personal testimonies that didn't live down there in Florida. But you know, there's one guy, he's from New York, he changed up his story. All right, he double talked. Okay, which leads me to believe that he was visiting. Okay, a lot of these street dudes and whatnot, you know, they start running their mouth like they got it. But they're connected on a low level, that street level. So he's probably visited, and many others. I heard they were also confiscating phones at the time, and even the cameras. You know, when it took place, I think it was during the New Year's, January 1st, but they were saying that there was a bunch of kids letting off fireworks, something to that effect. But then there's more footage out there of those kids and people in the mall seeing these things just appear out of nowhere. Said they were like 8 to 10 feet. Okay, but that's part of those strange apparitions. But remember, the Lord blessed Esau with what? His with left hand power. Okay, we're dealing with the spirits. Okay, Satan and his angels, but also through what? Technology. So Project Bluebeam is not tested out as something that they probably use. All right, it caused some sort of story or hysteria, because you see what's going on, what's been going on this past week within this new year. Okay, maybe it's a cover up for something, because remember, all things, truth may be in it, but it's also a distraction. Okay, which I believe they're trying to the obvious collapse of this dollar worldwide, entering into this new digital system. But it's quite possible that it really did happen, okay? Because this is modern day Egypt. So this is, they turned back and tempted God, as they say here, and limited the Holy One of Israel. And that's what our people do. They limit him, all right? Because they've been taught by the precepts of men, mainly through Esau, okay? Through his religions, Roman Catholicism, Christianity, okay? Remember, it goes into how he changed the faces, the likeness of the images, and how he put himself up as God, all right? And the angels and the holy people, okay? Job 9:24. Okay, so he's going to have to pay for that too, but that's one of the mechanisms that the Lord used to blind 2/3 of our people, all right? Or did a 1/3 elect are going to believe in this truth and actually make it, okay, this time around. Not going to go into the wilderness like last time, all right? So they could just piss him off again, all right? And you have to destroy them, like he did last time. 40 years, he's not going to do that this time around, all right? So it's logical. So, right, so it says, how oft did they provoke him in the wilderness and grieve him in the desert? Like I mentioned before, it says, but they remember not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy. Right, so it goes into that blindness today, and how he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of wine. Okay, and it goes into the plagues that he sent. But one of the plagues was those of apparitions. Okay, and it says he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Okay, which are those spirits on the left side, all right? Paranormal activity, demons. Okay, but this time around, okay, Esau, which is a demon, all right? He's a vessel of the left-hand side. He has the technology to actually imitate things of the spirit world. That's great power, but remember, the Lord gave this man power to pretty much fulfill prophecy of signs and lying wonders. Okay, that's part of his blessing on the left hand. All right. So, but it does lead me to believe that that incident did happen. But if it didn't, like I said, everything's covered. All right. This whole thing with Cat Williams, all this, all this stuff going on. All right, so I got maybe a few more precepts and I'm gonna close it out. I don't want this to be too long. All right. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon 17, and I may start. I can start at 1, but the point I think is at 4. But like I said, this time around, 2/3 of our people, they won't be protected from this, all right? From the plague of apparitions that hit Egypt. Well, we're in the second Egypt, so this time around, they won't be protected this time. And as I said earlier, he's not going to wait 40 years, in the wilderness, because this is the wilderness. The scriptures call it the wilderness, all right, of these wicked Israelites, okay? They're not going to make it. They're not going to be delivered the time around. All right, so this is Wisdom of Solomon 17:1. It says, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from the eternal providence. And who is this talking about? It's talking about the ancient Egyptians. All right, they were what? Into sorcery, witchcraft, so much so that the wicked himself worships pretty much the Egyptians. Okay, that's why he has obelisks all over, United States and other places at the Vatican. Okay, they worship the ancient Egyptians, but the thing is, they're a heathen nation, but they're not the wicked. Okay, they're not that perfect vessel, of unrighteousness. He is. Okay, the rulers of Sodom and Egypt today. Okay, and it says, for while they supposed to lie hidden in secret sins, secret counsel of the wicked, right? They were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and terrible and troubled with strange apparitions. Okay, like that event that took place in Florida. Like I said, it could be, like I said, they're using this blue beam, but the response leads me to believe that it's not so. Okay, so we'll start to see a lot more of those things happen. Okay, because we're at the end, at the time of the end. All right, and this place is what? Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, mistress of witchcraft. All right, and spread forth her branches throughout the entire planet. Really, wherever Esau dwells. Okay, because he's the vessel of dishonor, the wicked. It says, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear. So this is coming back in a major way. That's why in a lot of these post-apocalyptic movies, other than the physical side, they don't really show the spiritual side within those movies. They always make them separate, all right? Because there's going to be a spiritual side to this thing, okay? And you're going to have left and right hand angels out here tearing shit up, all right? Even those who are considered, top sorcerers and witches and warlocks. They're going to get torn up once the Lord give that word to go, hey, it's time for them to go down. And right now that's happening, okay, with these prognosticators, like the scriptures say, astrologers, trying to get answers from the other side, with Satan pretty much. And they're not receiving the answers like they once were. As you can see what's going on in the media, the expose of Esau becoming a bear. Because remember, the Lord controls the left-hand side. But he's a righteous power, all right? He's getting ready to send his son through his actual people, okay, whom you see today, 12 tribes. All right, and it says, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances, all right? There's faces of clowns, beasts, things you've been seeing like in the movie, what's that movie? All right, go ahead. What's that movie? With Sandra Bullock. All right, and he's passing around them notes with those monsters on the paper because of what he saw from the other side. All right, that's gonna be happening out here a lot when all hell breaks loose. That's the thing. People don't count. All right, on the spiritual aspect of this thing. All right, they just gonna appear carnal on what they think they're gonna do. Nah, and that's when the Lord's name is gonna be feared. All right, and Salakia, and exalted, okay, by us. All right, now this is when the Lord died, all right, and he was buried. Just to show you how terrible the presence of the angels of the Lord are on the left hand, and of course on the right hand, okay? And then I'm going to read this Mark 16 real quick, and it says, and when the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Salome had brought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun, and they said among themselves, who shall roll us away the stone from the door of the sepulchre? Okay, that's where you get those stones that you see at the cemetery. Okay, headstones. And it says, and when they looked, they saw that the stone was rolled away, for it was great. Okay, let me see. And it says, and entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man sitting on the right side. Okay, because this was a righteous angel. So they're clothed in a long white garment, and they were affrighted. Okay, that's the point. They were affrighted. Okay, the presence of the Lord, I think even in the Old Testament, it shows you or tells you how terrible their presence is, all right? On the right hand and on the left. All right, so I just want to make that point. So sometimes, in most cases in this kingdom, there's a lot of left-hand spirits out here. All right, your hair stands up. And in certain other cases, it could be a right-hand angel. All right, amongst them. Well, they are amongst them. What am I talking about? Okay, especially around his elect, his hopeful elect. All right, so that no evil shall touch them. Okay. When it says, when the scriptures talk about the Lord encampeth round about them, those that fear him, okay, those are the angels, that we see, in the sky sometimes, all right, following us. They look like white orbs. Okay, those are the chariots of the Lord, all right, those are the angels, all right, protecting his, the hopeful elect, those that believe on him. So, I just want to, make that point real quick.